Welcome everyone, this is Alex Burke from the Salem Museum and Historical Society, and for this week's installment of Around Town, a historic video tour of Salem, we're here standing in Longwood Park's parking lot, and we're here to talk about the fabled Longwood Mansion, or as many people refer to it as, Salem's Castle. It is built in 1904 by Thomas and Mary Cooper. The house could be described as pure elegance, costing around $100,000 to make then. That would be around $2.8 million today. And it was one of the finest homes in Salem and the Roanoke Valley during that time. And it would remain the Cooper ancestral home throughout up until the 1940s when Mary would pass away. And the house itself quickly went up for auction. The town of Salem, realizing they had an opportunity in front of them, quickly gathered the funds and fundraised it to purchase the property itself and turn it into a community center. And almost overnight, all of Salem's social clubs wanted to have their meetings, their parties, and their gatherings here. And it quickly became the place where you had your meetings and your parties. And it became Salem's true community center. And it stayed that way through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, all the way until November of 1968, when they were doing some work in the tower, and a small fire broke out. That day it happened to be very windy, and as the wind crept through the property, it quickly engulfed the entire second floor on fire. And by the time the Salem Fire Department showed up, there was really nothing they could do other than watch the house burn. And after the fire was put out, they were walking through the property and they realized they couldn't save it, so the house was demolished. And today, the really only things that are standing from Longwood Mansion is the Carriage House right behind me, and it is the current home to the Salem Roanoke County Chamber of Commerce and the Longwood Park. And although Longwood itself doesn't exist anymore, Longwood Park still continues to serve as a community center for Salem, bringing all sorts of different families together in a place to play and interact outside. But that's going to conclude it, everyone, for this week's tour. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Alex Burke from the Salem Museum and Historical Society. I'll see you next time around town.